guys, welcome back to the F1 2021 My Team Save here on the ChesnoidPlays channel. I was away for a few days. We are back! A brief little holiday and we're ready to go again. It's Mexico today after a ridiculously good American Grand Prix. We're hoping to replicate what was at the time and still then our joint best finish of the season in Mexico last year. If we can do that again and have our joint best finish of the season again in Mexico this year, then we'll get on the podium. Although, we are taking a grid penalty or two from some component changes that are pretty necessary. I might actually have to do the MZUK as well. I'm probably going to have to do the MGUK as well. But, because this is traditionally a strong circuit for us, we should be able to scythe through the traffic. Plenty of overtaking opportunities at Mexico as well. So fingers crossed we can work our way through. In our last 6 Grand Prix, 3 4th places and a podium in 3rd. Then a 12th in Monza and a 14th in Japan. But we're actually in some really good form right now. And it is, as someone just mentioned in chat, a wet start to the race. Thank you, Max. A wet start to the race that then dries towards the end. So there's the opportunity to take advantage of some strategy calls as well. I'm going to go and get a setup on the car and jump into practice. Do drop the video a like if you enjoy. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more. Tick that notification bell as well. We're very close. We're very close to getting Portimao added to the game as well. On its way, rumoured next week. So for Season 3, we should have an extra circuit and an extra race to add to the calendar too. For the very first time, which I'm very excited about. Right, that'll do us for the intro. I'm going to jump into practice. And if you guys want to watch these live, then there's a link in the description down to Twitch. But for now, I'll see you after practice, where hopefully we can build our resource point balance by a little bit more. It's not bad. We seem to have some pace in the car. Obviously, we are going to be starting last, as we mentioned, because of the grid penalties. But the car is fast enough.
To remind ourselves of our top 3.
There you go. Plus 30 positions in the grid penalty. I don't know whether anyone else is going to take any grid penalties. But it's a P5 for us in that session. We're not too far away from the McLarens on overall lap time. Obviously, we had a fuller fuel load. We don't know what their fuel load is going to be like. It's part of the sport. You just kind of have to deal with it. We did.
Does the car have enough reliability to sustain that?
Absolutely.
Are you happy with your performance today?
Yeah, very much so. Thank you.
Is there anything that you think gave you the edge over your rivals?
Nothing in particular, so I'll just say chassis, because why not?
Appreciate your time.
No worries, Claire. And hopefully, because we're starting at the back, because of our grid penalties, that should mean, with a strong race, we should get Driver of the Day, which would appease our sponsors, of course. So into quali we go, where it is going to be dry. It's going to get overcast later in the day, but it is going to be dry. And then, obviously, as we mentioned, the race starts wet and then dries up. So we should hopefully be able to make really good progress. So, oh, no. Straight to qualifying we shall go now. Thank you. Time to, well, actually, let's see how many resource points we get first. Then, fingers crossed, we can get some a good idea of where we're going to be with regards to our actual race pace. And race pace is normally pretty good for us anyway. So, I mean, if we weren't starting last, I'd say top 5. But we are starting last, so we shall aim for points and see where the rest of the day takes us. P11 at the end of the session. I am saving my resource points bottle. I am doing so. And we should be comfortably through to Q2. And indeed we are. 1:11.3 from the Mercedes. Huh, bloody hell, mate. That's a bit quick. That's Stephen for the 2nd month. Thank you, mate. Looking forward to the FM22 content. Me too, mate, to be honest. Can't wait to try and get Cambridge United to the Premier League again. Starting in League 1. Oh my god. That was a 1:12.5. Right, we might... not quite into the 1:11s. A 1:12.1 shows great pace, and I'm going to save the tyres because we might need them towards the end of the race. But that was a great lap. Thank you, Esan Phonics, for the follow, and thank you especially to Owen for gifting 6 subs to the channel. Thank you for the follow. Donatello, welcome to the channel. Robert doesn't quite make it through to Q3. He's less than 200ths away. We do make it through to Q3, albeit a full second off Valtteri Bottas, but through to Q3 we are. So there is, even on 1 lap pace, there is great pace in the car. No, the driver's title is very tight at the moment in this save. There's not much in it at all. Valtteri is in the garage at the end of the session. He's P2 and he's in the garage. He's not even doing a final run. Christ knows why Valtteri's not going again, unless they're just saving tyres for the race, which would be peculiar to me, especially in such an important driver's race. With the title's so tightly fought between the two of them. That's an odd decision. Thank you, Piri, for extending your subscription through to December. 112.218. That might be good enough for 9th, depending on if everybody else improved, or by how much everybody else improved.
And with qualifying
it is good enough for 9th. Everybody else was in the 11s, and we haven't once gotten into the 11s in qualifying. So I'm happy with a P9, although we will, as we mentioned, be starting last, unless someone else takes a grid penalty after us, in which case we'll move forward a position or 2. I'll cut through the traffic like a hot knife through butter. Although it might be a wet knife through butter at the beginning of the race anyway, but it does look like it's going to dry up pretty soon on. After about 15 minutes, we might be on a completely dry track. So it'll be inters, mediums, softs, I would imagine. Inters, mediums, softs. Everyone takes a penalty, Ches on pole. Hopefully. Thank you, Piri, for gifting a subscription to the channel, mate. Very first time you've done that. It's very good of you. Adersh, welcome to the gang. And Kieran, thank you for the follow, mate. To the race. Let's figure out what our strategy is going to be. See, it says there, that's just an approximate forecast. But when we're actually at the track on our screen in the pits, it said after about 15 minutes we should be running on a dry track, so that might be a little bit more accurate. If it is, then the inter stint won't last that long. And it's definitely going to be inters, not wets. It doesn't look like there's massive puddles out there. It's just damp. So let's see what the grid looks like. Did Lewis have a penalty, as some of you expected he would? I don't think so. No, he didn't. So why Valtteri didn't go out again in Q3 baffles me. No idea. We expect to be last, but we might not be if others have taken grid penalties. Schwartzman would be a good indication of that. And he's still 11th, so it doesn't look like it. Piri gives another. It's gone to Marky. Thank you, mate. Oh, Robert's taken a grid penalty of his own. So my teammate might actually be behind me. Oh, Schwartzman's 18th. Schwartzman's 18th. Oh. So Ocon did take a penalty as well, but I'm 21st and Mick is behind me. Okay, so 21st place start, but we know that we can go pretty damn quick around here, and I think it's going to be inters, mediums, softs. Inters, mediums, softs. And because we're starting in the wet, I will underfuel the car slightly. Only slightly, however, because we do expect dry running. We do expect dry running in the not too distant future. So that's what we'll do. Inters, mediums, softs is the expectation. The car is underfueled slightly. Let's see what we can do in the race. I'm going to go and do a prediction for everyone, and then we can get cracking. So we're starting P21. I'm going to say, will we finish Now I'm going to get brave here. P6 or higher. This is really going to test you. P6 or higher. Thanks for the follow, Dan and Will. Welcome to the channel, guys. 10 minutes of this rain, that's it. 10 minutes only of this rain. I don't think soft is going to be an option. It's going to be inters, mediums, softs, and maybe even inters, mediums, soft, depending on how tyre wear is. The rain is only going to last about 10 minutes. We will be on a dry track relatively quickly, which is probably good for us. Although not good for us fuel-wise, because I underfueled the bloody car. But it's probably good for us DRS-wise, because that means we can use the DRS as soon as possible to help overtake people. We'll see what we can do on lap 1 in the rain, but it doesn't supposedly expect it to rain for that long. Oh, it's really slippery off the line though. Really slippery. We're actually dropped behind Mick there. I got so much wheel spin. Oh, fuck it.
Are you okay?
I made a really late decision to switch to the inside, and evidently made it a little bit too soon. A little bit too late even. Let's try that again, shall we? Switch to the inside early, Ches. Oh, and then Mick covers it. Okay, fine. I'll just try and go around the outside of a few then. Ah, I'm going to get pinched.
There's been an incident on track.
That's
but
P18.
Push for a safety car right now. Just be careful.
And we're past our teammate, actually. Oh, Latifi's having a look at Kimi. Robert's having a look at me. Can I get around the outside here? No is the answer. Off the track. What? Off the track and then very nearly straight into Latifi. Robert is still there on my inside. It's not Robert. It's a Alfa Romeo now. It's Kimi. We're past Kimi. There you go. Just and up into P17. I could do with the rain lasting a little bit longer, to be honest, just so I can get my fuel back in check. I did expect the rain to last a little bit longer than 10 minutes. I was expecting it to be more like 15, but it does look like it's going to be relatively quickly. Back to a dry track here in Mexico. They're so slow around here in the wet. So slow. That's something we're going to have to look to take advantage of moving forward. I'm going to try for a lunge on Latifi here. Should be able to get it done. I've gone really wide there. Crouch resets the fastest lap of the race. We're up to P16. The rear tyres is just nowhere. No rear traction whatsoever. This feels like I've got my overtake button on when I don't. It's that slippery. Thanks for the follow, Vish and Dan. Welcome to the channel, lads. I guess thank you to Dan already. They're really slow through sector 2 in the wet. Really slow. Try the same thing on Yuki. And we've gotten it done. Up to P15. Give me that driver of the day. Oh! That made me jump. Bad German. Oh no, that was risky. But it'll pay off. Thank you very much for the raid. Bad German, appreciate it, my man. Badger dive bomb. Well, I just did it. Literally, as you said, Badger dive bomb. Oh, that's the raid command, is it? Or the raid chant. Badger dive bomb. We dive bombed.
Running on a dry track soon. Back to dry shortly.
Yeah, back to dry shortly, and I haven't made my fuel back. Check damage. We're all right. I think I damaged Gio's wing though, unfortunately. Thank you for the raid, my man. I appreciate it very much indeed. I hope your stream went well. What were you racing, or where were you racing today? To have a really strong result here. McCallum might go defensive here. He's not. I'll fly up the inside of him. This has been our best overtaking spot so far. Force him a little bit wide. I did kind of force him off the track a little bit there, but no penalty, so we're fine. The rain is still falling. 0.07 laps. The gap now for fuel. Might stop raining this lap at some point, I would imagine. We will not be running on a wet.
New strategy
Oh,
is available on the MFD.
this lap? Soft, soft, soft. On lap 6, soft, soft, soft. Oh, the medium was a full second a lap slower though, wasn't it? The medium was a full second a lap slower. Oh, God. Ches, Chat, I need your help. Do we go soft, 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 or do we go medium soft? They're all worn, though. That's the thing. Those soft tyres are all worn. Some of them quite a bit.
Copy.
We'll go soft, 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 but DRS enabled literally as we get to the end of the lap. It's still raining, though. It's still quite wet. I don't know whether to pit now or to go another lap. I have a funny feeling if I go another lap, Mercedes double stacking. If I go another lap, it will just be too dry by the end of said lap. Mercedes are double stacking. A number of teams are double stacking. Well, now we find out. Oh, I'm getting held for ages. Ages!
Go, go, go.
Oh my god, they held me for so long. This set of softs are 6% worn.
2 stops remaining in the strategy.
Let's see how long they can take us. Yeah, we did lose 2 positions there getting held in the pits. We were P13 as we went in. We're now out P15. But Eilert and Russell both lost 2 positions as well. Oh no, we didn't lose 2 positions. It's just other drivers that didn't pit. It's just other drivers. Whoa! Callum slowed down loads there as Seb came across. We've jumped Vettel. So certainly then... Oh, what am I doing? Certainly then staying or pitting on the earlier lap and not staying out for another lap was the right call. Because we thought about going for another lap, didn't we? But we didn't, and we've been able to take Sebastian Vettel because of that. And even though we're not within a second of the car in front, whoever gets DRS down the main straight also gets DRS in the second sector, or second activation point here in Mexico. So we're up to P12. We've actually gained a place throughout the course of the pit stops rather than losing 2 as we thought we had done. There wasn't much difference, was there? I just set the fastest lap of the race. There wasn't much difference wear-wise between the mediums and the softs. George has gone defensive. I'm going to go super aggressive and try and force him deep, which we have done. He's offline. He's swung back. He's bumped over the curb, and we'll use that to our advantage, and we'll get past George there. We're up to P11. Now, the softs supposedly would last 30 laps, whereas the mediums would only last 39. But the other soft tyres we have available to us are all used, and two of those sets, certainly one of those sets, is significantly used. Significantly used. It should give you, I'd love to have an indication, like, yeah, it says used set, but it should tell you what percentage that set are on. I know they're used, but how used are they? Yellow flag in sector 1. That's Mercedes going slowly, and Mercedes retiring. That could be huge for the title race. And Mercedes is about to retire from this race. That's massive. Unless they've spun and they're going. Safety car.
That the safety car is out. There appears to have been an issue with multiple stopped vehicles on the...
Bottas has been disqualified. He's stopped there. So he must have spun. And he's waited. He's waited there. Doesn't look like his engine's... He's waited there for other cars to pass. But because he's been waiting so long on the track... He's been disqualified, and yes, I will put it into lean to save the fuel. This will help our tyre situation as well. We'll put it in lean, and this will help our tyres and our fuel. And unfortunately for 4 cars, they're stuck. Or is the safety car letting them through? No, the safety car's letting them through. It looked as if momentarily that 3 or 4 cars there were going to get stuck behind the safety car and find themselves a lap down already. They will not have that be the situation. And as such, we should be able to have everybody still on the same lap, and hopefully we'll be in a decent position for the rest of the race fuel-wise. Jeez Louise, this race has been turned on its head. That's massive for the driver's standings, though. That's massive for the driver's standings with Valtteri retiring. That disqualification might hand Lewis the title on a silver platter. The mediums are slower, but I don't know as I've got the tyre life in my other softs. We're supposed to pit again on lap 29. I will try and extend each set of softs as far as I can to try and minimalise the damage. We have caught the safety car queue, and because of Valtteri's disqualification, we are in the points now. Thank you for the follow, Mr. Manor. We are in the points. Thanks for the follow, Fly Tie. Welcome to the channel, mate. And Dan with a brand new Prime Gaming sub. Thank you, mate. Welcome to the gang, my man. No need to thank me, Mr. Manor. My pleasure, my man. Right, so we have another lap under safety car, which again helps our tyre life. But the safety car will be in this lap on lap 12, I imagine, because both Alphas will catch the back of the queue. Pay attention.
Safety car.
There you go, safety car in this lap as expected. Very interesting for the Drivers' Championship. I think that will pretty much decide the Drivers' Championship.
No overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags.
So who is it that's leading? Is it Charles or is it? Yeah, it's Charles. Carlos is 5th. Where's Robert? Oh, 17th. Yikes. So safety car in this lap. Charles will lead us around the final turn and then dictate when we start racing at full chat again, which will be very, very soon. We'll try
Green flag.
and get the jump on someone, but if anything, they've got the jump on me because my tyres at the back gave way a little bit there, and Russell has a run on me in the slipstream. I'm trying to use my battery to defend. Thankfully, it's doing enough. So then, as the race resumes, we are
Okay, you're in the top 10.
P10, trying then to make it as high as possible from here, but driver of the day is certainly assured, isn't it? That's for sure. Oh, they're all really slow here. What's going on? Oh, is there a lapped car in the way? No, I don't think so. Someone must have damage. He's going really slow. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely too sure what happened there. Unless there was just someone trying to make a move on someone else, and as such, everybody got knocked back a bit. I could go for a dive on Max here. I'm probably too far back. Yeah, I'm backing out of it. Too far back. No, Checo's just taken the lead. Oh no, Checo hasn't taken the lead. Checo's just taken 3rd. Oh my god, I'm so confused. There's a McLaren and Lewis. Lando and Lewis have just disappeared down the road. Someone's in the pits. Oh, Leclerc must have damage. Sucks for Charles Leclerc. That's his race over. Leclerc did have damage, or was battling with someone and picked up some damage. Oh, that was really odd. That was really odd. They're going for it up in front, though. Loads of people just battling super hard, costing everybody time. They're all bouncing off the curbs left, right, and centre, and I'm going to try and take advantage of it. Currently 9th. We should soon be 8th. We are ahead of Verstappen now, although it's going to be brave into this braking zone. But I'll have the outside line here and then the inside line here. Everybody trying to get past Lance Stroll. We might get Gasly here as well, because we'll have the inside line for this next turn. And we have taken Gasly here. Still on my outside, though. Bit of battery. We're up to P7. It looks like Carlos Sainz has also got some damage now and is going really slow. They're just falling like flies. Dropping like flies. Sainz really, really wide. I'm going to try and... Oh, I've got Gasly next to me. Sainz has gone defensive. Gasly's trying to take me here. Sainz super slow. I just need to get past Carlos. Oh, he's so slow. Move, Carlos. He'll be in the pits this lap for sure as we go around the outside of him. Both Ferraris picking up damage in that melee. DRS now enabled again. Both Ferraris picking up damage after the safety car. Their races both ruined now. Unless they could do something on strategy, which I doubt. And we're up to P6. Which, if I recall correctly, is where the prediction was. The prediction was P6. Oh, lads. The two of you that went hard, on the prediction to say no, I wouldn't finish top 6. Ronan and Saul, you might be in the mud, lads. You might be in the mud. Or my tyre wear situation will prove to be a real issue and you might not be in the mud. But we've still got Lance Stroll and an Aston Martin in front of us that hopefully we should be faster than long term. If I can get to within a second of Daniel by the next DRS zone, that would be handy, but I don't know how our pace is compared to the McLarens. I don't think it's that good. There was an incident somewhere. Oh, now there's a... God, now there's a Red Bull going slowly and pitting. Is it Max? Let's have a look at his car. Yeah, look, Max carrying loads of damage. Half an end plate on that side. No end plate on the other. Jeez Louise. Oh, you know what I should have done? When we were in that big gaggle of cars, I should have paused it for a thumbnail, shouldn't I? Right, we are massively catching on Lance Stroll here, myself and Daniel. Gasly's trying to stick with us. So we should hopefully make it to P5 soon. And with both Ferraris and now Max Verstappen also effectively out of the running for the higher places in this Grand Prix, there's a strong chance of another 4th at least. Now Lewis is in the pits. But that might just be a regular pit stop. That might be a regular pit stop rather than a damage enforced one. I think he's moving again. He is. That's just a regular pit stop for Lewis Hamilton, not one caused by damage. So Lewis is pit. So we're now P5, chasing Ricciardo and Stroll to get into a podium position. But obviously, I imagine that was a tactical stop for Lewis. But you're right. That is an early stop, isn't it? Max has gone to mediums, curiously, and Lewis has stopped. Oh, it's because Valtteri was facing the wrong way. That's why it's disqualified him. He was sat there not moving, and then when he went to straighten up, he'll have turned the wrong way and then immediately been disqualified, rather than turning to the right, where he could have gone the right way and straightened up. Unreal. And no, Lewis did have front wing damage. So a battle with Lando, and Lewis has now had his race potentially ruined as well. So if Lewis doesn't score points, then that again throws the driver's title back into disarray. Because Valtteri obviously won't score any points with his disqualification, but Lewis might not score any or many now with his drop back down the grid.
0 seconds.
But yes, Russell is currently in 7th because 4 of the front runners aren't in the front running. Bottas retired. No, 5. 5 of the front runners aren't in the running at the top. Lewis, both Ferraris, Max and Bottas disqualified.
A new strategy is available on the MF.
Okay, now what are they offering me? Soft mediums. You want me to extend to lap 20? No, still pit 29, but go soft medium. And I think I am going to have to do that. But I will still try and extend this soft set if I can, to ensure that we spend as little time on the medium tyre as possible. Jesus, Mexico was mad last year because there was a 6-car crash. Now just everybody has their race ruined because of damage, but it doesn't involve us because they're all just bumping off one another. Lando leads by a margin from Checo. Lance Stroll holds P3, Daniel P4, and ourselves P5. If we can make the tyres last, if we can show some pace, we might be on for a podium. There is a really good chance for another podium, yes. And you're right, if I hadn't have had the grid penalty, we may well have had the chance to win this Grand Prix. Or we'd have been involved in that melee and it would have ruined our race too. Daniel now with his DRS is right behind Lance. Now hopefully they have a bit of a scrap. Run each other slowly and I can close up yet further. Pierre Gasly is 4 seconds behind us now. George is 10 seconds behind us in P7 in his Williams, holding up a gaggle of cars, including my teammate Robert Schwartzman. If Daniel damages his wing trying to take Lance, then we really are on for a great podium. They're going for it now in front of us. We'll see if there's contact at all. It looks like there may have been. But Daniel is through. And they have lost loads of time there. Loads of time. About a full second. Now let's have a look on the replay and see if there was contact at all. So as Lance has already got some front wing damage on his right hand side before they even get to each other. Was there damage, more contact here? Not quite, not quite. Lance bounced over the curb but managed to avoid him. But we will close up to within a second now of Lance Stroll, hopefully, and be back in DRS range for the next segment, which should hopefully help us get past Lance Stroll and up into P4 outright on genuine pace. Daniel's binned it! Daniel has binned it! Right in front of us, Daniel Ricciardo has lost it and put it in the wall. We are on for a podium today. Daniel Ricciardo out of shape there, recovers, and then snaps on him. Out of the race. Daniel Ricciardo out of the race. Out of the race. The chance again for a podium. Daniel in the wall. Everybody's crashing. Yeah, I know. What the fuck is this race? Everybody's crashing out or crashing into each other. And we're now in the chart. Now standing a chance of getting a podium finish.
Check your MFD for a new strategy.
Safety car.
Speed, our delta is too low and we risk a penalty.
Safety car again. Soft medium pit lap 21. Okay, I will pit now. Oh my god, Lando and Checo may well lose out here. Oh, I got held again a little bit. Are we potentially on for a win here? It will put, no, yeah, because it will put Hamilton and the Ferraris back into contention. Oh my god, I honestly don't know how this race is going to end now. That other safety car will put Lewis Hamilton, both Ferrari and Max Verstappen back in the hunt. So our next stop is lap 40 and then we supposedly will go to the end from lap 40 unless there's another safety car. But I've now got a very, very quick Lewis Hamilton behind me. So I don't think we'll be holding on to P6 for much longer. But the fuel is fine. We will be fine for fuel for the rest of the race. Honestly, what the hell is happening in this Grand Prix? Thank you for the follow, Rascal Boy. Oh! Okay, good. You're right, Lando and Checo haven't pit. I don't know how this is going to play out with everybody's different strategies. We're currently P6, but we've a very fast Lewis behind, a very quick Leclerc in front. George Russell is currently P3. Max is on mediums. Bottas got disqualified. Where's Carlos Sainz? Carlos Sainz is 9th. The top 3 will have to pit relatively soon, yeah. But because Charles and Lewis and Sainz pit ages ago, laps ago, I don't know how their pit strategy is going to work out. So they may have to still pit one more time than us. I don't know what's going to happen. I think with George in 3rd, it's really going to make things difficult to catch the front 2. George is able to hold some people up. Thank you, Cole, for the 6th month, my man. A brand new badge in chat for you. Safety car will be in this lap, though. I mean, this is one hell of a way to come back from no streams for a few days, isn't it? And everybody goes, which is now... Oh, my rear tyres again! I can't get good purchase on my rear tyres coming out of that final turn at all. Lewis is just so quick in that Mercedes. He's going for it on the inside. I'm trying to use my battery to defend. I'll try and hold on if I can, but I think the Mercedes is going to get me here. Lewis is through. We're down to P7 for the time being. That Mercedes is going to be damned fast.
Okay, keep on him. He might make a mistake.
We'll try and keep on him. Now, hopefully Russell being slow will cause problems for everybody in front. And they are getting stuck behind George, as we expected they would do. This is going to be bedlam through the first sector. Oh, Checo and Norris are in the pits. Sergio Perez and Norris are in the pits, so we're back up to P5 now. They've pit literally the next lap after the safety car. They've ruined their own race by doing that. They should have pit when ourselves and Lance did. Lance Stroll trying to take George Russell. Now Lance Stroll taking George Russell. Lance Stroll leads this Grand Prix, although George Russell did briefly. Now I'm going to try and get a run on Lewis and Leclerc. Leclerc's going to go left. Lewis, oh my God. I might have got some front wing damage there. I did tap the back of Lewis's car. Let's just check quickly. Oh, sweet Jesus. Let's just check our front wing. I did just bump into Lewis just here, I think it was. We've gotten away with it. Oh no, I have. Look, I have gotten some front wing damage. I've taken a chunk out of my front winglet next to the front right end plate. I know that's already there. That damage is already there before I get to Lewis. Christ knows then. DRS will be enabled next lap. Leclerc got a little bit out of shape there. I could go for Charles. He's gone defensive just as Georgia has into this turn. If I can hang it. Nope. Obviously it's the wrong decision to try and hang it around the outside around there. Lewis passed George into P2, although they are hitting one another. You can hear the contact. I thought George might pit for a wing there, to be honest. George is slow now. DRS enabled.
DRS is now enabled.
I could go for both. I could go for both. 3 wide into turn 1. I've gone for both. I've gotten both. We run P3. And George still fights. And they've hit contact behind between George and the Ferrari. Oh my God. So we're 3 wide down the straight here. It won't be a safety car. No, it won't be a safety car. But let's watch this from Charles Leclerc's perspective. So I go diving down the inside there. George, I think, tries to follow me. He's on the in. Charles then has the inside for this. Bumps over the curb. Runs wide. Just manages to avoid George. But he then bumps over that curb. Runs wide and hits Charles Leclerc, who's then got more front wing damage. So the Ferrari's going to have to pit again for another front wing. So Charles Leclerc's race is ruined for a second time. For a second time. We now run P3 with Lewis Hamilton and Lance Stroll in front of us. And you're right, everyone behind still has Sector 2 left to do. Stuck behind a Ferrari with damage. There may be more damage yet. There may be more enforced pit stops yet. Lewis is now probably back on for the win of the race after pitting earlier for a front wing and going down to last. So Valtteri Bottas is hating life again. Sainz is now past Russell. And we've both, myself and Lewis, now got to try and close in on Lance Stroll. Leclerc pits. Robert is now 6th. Our teammate is now 6th and running in the points again. But we are most certainly, I think at the moment, challenging for a podium. Challenging for a podium. And literally, we're only 27 laps in, as you say. That was our own personal fastest lap of the race. At the minute, the wing isn't affecting us, so I won't change it. Or, sorry, I might change that, as you say in chat, change the wing to not replace. Because at the minute, it's not really affecting us too much, so I'll set that. I can't set it to no. I can't set it to no. Or do I... Is it just auto yes, no? Hang on, I'll have a look when next time we're on the straight, I'll have a proper look at it. Oh, there you go. I can set it to no, so... Change front wing is now set to no. Lewis has caught Lance and is now trying to retake the lead of the Grand Prix. Honestly, what is this race? The gap to... Robert's up to 5th. Robert's up to 5th. As George is now pit, I think. No. I'm not sure how George is up... How, Oh, Schwartzman's just up to 5th because he's taken George, I think. And George has now pit. Oh my God, it's all kicking off, isn't it? Stroll still holds the lead against Lewis, although Lewis will have DRS here and should get through into the next turn. And does so. Lewis Hamilton now leads the Grand Prix again. They've slowed each other up no end. Charles Leclerc sets the fastest lap of the race again. Now we're only 1.5 seconds behind Lance Stroll. Less than a second, or now back over a second to Lance. If I can get within a second of Lance through this stadium section, then that would be superb. I don't think I'm quite going to do it before the detection zone. I might do. I don't think I did. I didn't. I did! Oh my god. And Lance has still got DRS on Lewis as well. So Lewis isn't out of danger yet. Because the next DRS zone is going to play in our favour as well. Lance could try and get the lead back again here if he's got the straight line speed with DRS. Which I don't think he will. But he's going to go. He's not going to go for it. He's not going to go for it. He's not quick enough. But it is keeping. This is keeping us in touch with Lewis Hamilton, who obviously is a massively faster driver and car than us. Another change. Lap 43. They want me to extend this soft set another 3 laps. So we're going to try and extend this soft set to lap 43, which is still we're still a long way away, and the tyres are already 20% worn. They want me to take these mediums another 13 laps. I don't even know if that's possible, Jeff. I mean, I'll try, but I don't know if that's possible.
You're gaining on the car ahead.
But we're sticking with Lewis here because of the DRS on Lance. Otherwise, Lewis would get away from us. Carlos Sainz pits from P4. Robert now runs P4 instead. And that probably indicates that Lewis isn't too far away from another pit stop himself as well. We might... I don't know. We might be on for the chance of a win. Mexico was chaos last year. Mexico is chaos this year. Certainly a podium is a strong possibility now. And maybe a win. The reason Lewis is probably not pulling away is because his tyres are so worn. Because Lance and I pit a few laps after him as soon as the second safety car got announced. So Lewis may well pit this lap or next lap. Soon though, I imagine. And we're 8 seconds away from Robert behind. So I think the podium is a certainty now. I think the podium is a certainty. It's just a case of which step on said podium will be stood on. But Lewis can't get away from ourselves or Stroll because his tyres are so worn. But that's what we're going to be like at the end of this stint. Because our tyres are going to be absolutely dead by the end of this stint. And now Verstappen is up to P5. 17 seconds the gap. And he might come into play at the end of the race as well on those mediums. And be on softs at the end and be a threat. We said we didn't know how this race was going to pan out. I still couldn't tell you. We're not even a half race distance yet. Lewis pits now. Lewis pits now. Time to try and catch Lance Stroll for the lead of the Grand Prix. He will be without DRS next lap. He had DRS on Lewis this lap. Next lap, he will be maybe even before the end of the lap. He will be vulnerable. We could be taking the lead of this Grand Prix pretty soon. Max Verstappen out of the session. Max is out. So there goes that threat. Why is Max out now? Has his engine gone? This race keeps on giving. Yes, his engine's gone. Max Verstappen's engine has exploded. And he's now out of this Grand Prix. What's happening? Talk about... I know, but first stream back, it's ridiculous. Right, now Lance Stroll is going to be so vulnerable without DRS on this straight. Can we take the lead of this Grand Prix into turn 1?
Caution, caution.
No. But we should be able to take it into turn 5. Or turn 4, I'm not sure which it is. Max is there on the side of the track.
There's an incident in the next part of the track. No
Oh,
overtaking
this segment's not close enough. I need to be closer to Lance through the last turn, basically.
Okay, clear.
I need to be closer to Lance through the last turn. And Lewis has gone to a set of softs, so certainly Lewis Hamilton has to pit again, as do we. Don't write him off because of the sheer pace in that Mercedes. But Lewis Hamilton, we have a 20-second gap to Lewis, who's now just taken Esteban Ocon. We have a 20-second gap to Lewis, and we both need to pit again. Come on, 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 come on. Come on. The lead of the Grand Prix is mine. We lead the Mexican Grand Prix. We've taken Lance. The gap to Lewis is the one that I'm most worried about now. Come on, get out of DRS range of Lance. We've done it. We're out of DRS range of Lance Stroll. Oh, whiskey, whiskey. My tyres are dead. And we've got to go another 6 laps on this set before we pit again. What I need to do is pit and then... Or when I pit, what I need to happen is for us to pit and then have some DRS on some people. Whether that be with some back markers. It's not going to happen though, is it? I need to come out not in traffic though. If I pit, when I pit, I will currently come out 4th. We'll come out 4th when we pit. Behind Lewis. We expect Lance Stroll to pit in 2 laps time. We're pitting in 5 laps time. I could box the lap after Stroll to cover the undercut. But is that going to make me vulnerable to Lewis at the end? I guess I have to cover the undercut regardless, don't I? Okay, decision made then. As soon as Lance pits, we will pit the lap after. Latifi's now out. As is Charles Leclerc. As is Sergio Perez. What's happening in this Grand Prix? 3 drivers just out. Safety car. Someone's... Oh, Checo's binned it and they'll have hit him. That's exactly what happened last year. Checo spun, binned it, and then wait for Latifi and Leclerc to slam into the side of him. They're both out. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, thankfully for... No, it looks like Giovinazzi's going to be out as well. Giovinazzi's going to be out as well. So... Oh my god, yeah, thumbnail. Another thumbnail opportunity. Oh my, just sweet lord. Yeah, Mick's out as well. As is Pierre Gasly. Oh my god, everybody's just slamming into them. Yeah.
Copy.
The team have even recommended that I pit now as well. For only 14 runners remain. Only 14 runners remain.
Drop your speed, our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
But this is going to bring Lewis right back into it. Again. The win was on until that safety car. Now Lewis is favourite for the win again. Because it will bunch bunch them all back up together again. Right, we're going to pit now. Lance will likely pit behind us as well. And is doing so. So it's going to be a straight fight between ourselves, Stroll and Lewis for the win of this Grand Prix. Robert is pitting behind me as well. Lewis stays out. Lewis stays out. So we're going to be P2. And look, we know, and we're going to the end. Lewis has to pit again. But we'll have traffic to work his way back through. Robert's gone to another set of softs. Is he going to try and take that set of softs to the end? Or is Robert going to pit again? I can ask about my teammate, can't I? So I will do. Once he is fully out of the pits now, isn't he? Right, let me ask about my teammate.
Gap to teammate behind is 9.7 seconds. They're on fresh softs. They're in 4th.
No pit stop left for Robert Schwartzman either. We may be on for a double podium. No, yes, safety car in this lap. It is in this lap. Right, so Lewis will lead the way. Our tyres are not very warm. But Lewis will lead the way. He'll take over.
Safety car is in
And
this
he
lap.
goes.
Safety car
We
in
go.
this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember there is no overtaking
Race
until
back
the timing
on
line.
again.
Stay in position
Jesus
until the green
Christ,
flags.
this Grand Prix keeps on giving. Now, I will tell you now, I will not be able to stick with Lewis. It's just a case of how much of a gap can he open up before he pits. But don't count Robert out. Robert on softs against myself and Stroll on mediums. Robert is going to be quick. Don't count Robert Schwartzman out of a Grand Prix victory just yet. I basically just have to try and keep Lewis within a pit stop. Somehow. To tell you the honest truth, at this moment in time, I think we'll finish P2. Robert's going for it on Lance Stroll. Stroll's held on. I hear contact behind me. Don't fuck your race, Robert. Do not fuck your race. Who's got damage? Okay, so there was contact but no damage to Robert at all. No visual damage anyway. No visual damage. He's gotten past. Robert is up to P3. Let's go, Mr. Schwartzman. Hold on to that, please. He'll have the inside line for the next turn as well. Robert Schwartzman is in P3. Robert continues. Will Lance pit? No. DRS is enabled. The race is set. The race is set. Robert will probably be quicker than us now, but hopefully will be quicker than him at the end. I don't know how this is going to pan out. I do have another set of fresh mediums I can go to if there's another safety car. I don't think anyone else is going to pit if there's another safety car. And the only other set of softs I've got... is super worn. So there's absolutely no point going on those. I'm not just going to let Robert through and try and stay in his DRS, because if he gets out of my DRS... If he gets through and I'm not quick enough to stay with him, then I've just given away a race win, haven't I? But what I can't afford to do is lose too much time fighting Robert. Because we could cost each other the potential win of this Grand Prix by losing too much time to Lewis. I think Lewis will pit about lap 56 or 7. I think Lewis will pit lap 56 or 7. But you're right, if Robert catches me, I might have to let him go to ensure that we don't both lose loads of time and throw away a win for either of us. We could still get a win as a team, but which one of us it is that gets that win? No idea. Sainz is past Stroll. No, Stroll is back ahead of Sainz again. The McLaren's in the pits. Sainz and Stroll are battling hard for P4, which is only going to cost them both time, which is good news for me and good news for Robert. You say Sainz crash? No, I imagine it's Sainz with damage. No, they're just 3 wide here. Sainz hasn't crashed. He's just fallen a long way back. Whether he has an issue or some damage that we... Oh, yeah, no, he does have front wing damage that you can see on the left-hand side there. Look, Carlos Sainz front wing damage. That's why Sainz has dropped out. Whether he'll pit or not, I'm not sure. We'll find out momentarily. Bottom left. Yes, Carlos Sainz is in the pits. Robert's pushing me for P2 and the net lead of this Grand Prix. We're in a battle with our teammate and Lewis Hamilton for the win of the Mexican Grand Prix. Lewis is in the pits. Lewis is in the pits onto mediums. We lead again. It's now a straight fight between myself and Robert for the win of this Grand Prix. And Robert is going for the lead into turn 1. I will battle you, Robert. I will battle you, my friend. He'll have DRS here. He's going to be quicker, but I'm going to try and hang it around the outside. No, he's cut me up. Well, not cut me up, but he's taken the racing line. Robert Schwartzman leads this Grand Prix. This is now a fight between me and he for a Mexican Grand Prix win. And probably, because he's on the softs and we're on the mediums, he'll come out on top. We might just have lost our potential first race win as a team and as an individual to our teammate for his first race win for the team and individually. This is now This is now Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg from 2014, 15, 16, battling with his teammate for wins in Grand Prix. It's breaking point all over again. It's Aiden Jackman versus Casper. I hoped we could have a good race here in Mexico. I didn't think we'd be challenging for a potential victory with our teammate. Robert is trying to go as far on that set of softs as we're going on this set of mediums. So if you remember, we both pit on the same lap. So surely, provided we can stick within DRS range of him, surely his tyres will go before ours and we'll be able to take him at some point, provided I can stay within DRS range of him. Unless he's remarkably gentle on his tyres, or we're remarkably hard on our tyres. So we're now playing the long game. We are waiting behind our teammate for his tyres to go off. And if they don't, then for the last 5 laps, we will make a significant push to try and win the Grand Prix. But we are definitely on, potentially, for a double podium. Although Lewis is still coming, Lewis will come through. He's already back to P4. The gap to Lewis is 12 seconds. Don't write Lewis Hamilton off yet. With still 19 laps to go, Lewis Hamilton is only 12 seconds behind us both. He will be so much quicker than us for the entirety of the rest of this Grand Prix. We just have to hope that he gets stuck behind Lance for a lap or two, which is unlikely, but we hope. I think Robert's tyres are starting to fade. I think. We are significantly closer than we were. I think his tyres are starting to fade. I'm going to try and take Robert. No, why are you pitting? Why are you pitting? No! Robert! There goes the podium. There goes the double podium. Why is he pitting? He didn't have to! You told me he wasn't going to! No, bruh! Why have you done that? Robert's down to P5, P6. Soon to be P7. No, he's going to come out ahead of the McLaren. Oh my god, Robert. Thank you for the follow, Torres. If Robert had been able to stick with me for a double podium, I would genuinely have considered keeping him on as my second driver next year. But the fact that he's just pit there when he didn't need to, I'm getting a new teammate next year. He's thrown that away. He's thrown away a double podium, Robert Schwartzman, and Hamilton is past Stroll. Hamilton is past Stroll. 8.5 seconds. I'm still not going to win this Grand Prix. 8 seconds to Lewis, with still 15 laps to go. This is going to be so close between myself and Lewis, with about 5 laps to go. But I am going to have to defend for my life. Thank you for the follow, Josh. Lewis just sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix and is about to come under 8 seconds behind us. Concentration time as my tyres at the rear dip over 20% wear with 13 laps to go. Robert now under 2.5 seconds behind Lance Stroll. Gap to Lewis is 5 with 11 laps to go. Norris up to P5 with 11 laps to go as he takes Sebastian Vettel, who's currently struggling with an issue in his Aston Martin. 2 seconds the gap between Lance and Robert. Let's get this double podium. 1.1 seconds between Lance and Robert. That was my fastest lap of the race. Robert is going to be within DRS range, I think, of Lance Stroll heading down this straight. Now we have to pray that neither of them cause damage to Robert. Either Robert doing it to himself or Lance doing it to Robert. Robert's through. Robert's back. No, he's not. Yes, he is. Robert's into P3. We're on for a double podium again. Please tell me I got DRS. I got DRS! 2.5 seconds to Lewis. We've got DRS on Kimi. Sainz is now out of the race. Carlos Sainz is out of the race. Virtual safety car. Virtual safety car. That will save us some time. A VSC because Carlos Sainz is retired. Just a mechanical fault of some description. A mechanical fault of some description. Oh, he's just driven off the track and hit a wall, but it was a mechanical issue.
Reduce your pace. We've been informed that due to the increasing risks, they're moving from a virtual to a full
safety car. Full safety car. Full safety car. I think that's probably game over for us. Roberts on softs. And there will be, what, 2 laps?
Too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
It might be 2 laps at the end for Robert to maybe still win the race. Or make Lewis have to defend, maybe. Make Lewis have to defend. Drama llama indeed. 4 laps to go. If we're under the safety car for more than 2 laps, or for 2 laps, there will be no DRS. There will be no DRS for the rest of the race. There will be no DRS for the rest of the race. And then we'll have a 2-lap sprint. Safety car is in this lap. A 2-lap sprint for the win of this Grand Prix.
Green flag.
We're off. 2-lap sprint. Here comes Lewis. I'm using my battery as best I can to defend. Forcing wide. We've stayed ahead. And Lewis has lost time and hit Robert. Robert's now P2. Lewis trying to take me has fallen behind Robert, who's on softs, of course. Gentlemen, my palms are starting to sweat. We could be in or on for a 1-2. Lewis tried to take me after the safety car. I held on and Robert took him. But now Robert's coming for me. With 1 lap to go, Robert is going to come for me. Robert Schwartzman could yet win this race.
This is your final lap.
Final lap. Half a second the gap behind and closing, and Lewis is only a further half second behind him. We're going to hold on into the first turn at least.
3 laps of fuel remaining.
Oh, my palms are so sweaty. Barely even hold the controller. It's starting to get overcast as well. Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm going to go defensive. No, don't let Lewis through, Robert. Christ. Fireworks are sounding already. Nobody's crossed the line yet. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, to the checkered flag.
Thank you. I need a moment.
To channel last year.
Well done.
Win! A P1 and a P2 for Robert. Driver of the day. Oh, God! That is the craziest race I've ever had on any Formula 1 game ever.
For these Formula 1 cars.
Hands down, easily the nuttiest race I've ever had on any F1 game ever. Thank you, GoFilder, for the follow. Sloth Out resubscribed for a 6th month. Martin with 111 bits. Butcher Attack gifted 10 subs to the channel. Lanky Fellas, 5 Spy, Johnson, Dara, Chunks, Cyanide is Fury, Neil, Dark Specs, Dylan, and the one and only boy. Thank you very much, Butcher Attack. You've all got subscriptions to the channel. Pewis with 100 bits as well. Keishy Boy gives 10. Oh, Jesus Christ. Keishy Boy gives 10 subs too. Nathan, Righty, Scotty, Yabudi, Exology, Thomas, So Lonely, HCFC, James, Joda, and the OGFM, all with subs. Hayden with a bit. Dusty with a follow. It's Shaky Bottle time! We win a Grand Prix, and our teammate comes second. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. By 4/10. By 4/10 we win. Glasses of fucking destiny, Chronix. You are not wrong. 20 bits from Sin. Getting my bits up for this one. 45 bits from Deprived Souls. 100 bits from Nickelmon as well. Shaky Bottles all the time. 100 bits from Nick. And the Glasses of Destiny redeemed by Haribo Brownlee as well. We win after 97 minutes, 40 seconds. After 97 minutes. And it's starting to rain in the background. It's literally starting to rain now as well. 100 bits from Pud Pud. It's literally raining. It's literally raining. Bottas crying. So the driver's standings. We move up to P7. Robert moves up to P13. Lewis is 2 points behind Valtteri. Lewis is 2 points behind Valtteri for the driver's standings with 3 races to go. 2 points in the driver's standings with 3 races to go. Archie with 3 bits. Dusty with a Prime Gaming sub. Thank you, boys. This rain is Lewis's tears, apparently. We are now 31 points behind Aston Martin in the constructors' race, in the constructors' standings. I don't think we can pull that back. Carlos Sainz is a classified finisher, 6 laps down. Classified finisher, 6 laps down. And so many DNFs. Mexico was mental last year. This year it's been another level. Easily the most crazy and unpredictable Grand Prix in the history of my Formula 1 career. Like 2 peas in a pod.
How do you feel these grid penalties are affecting the sport?
It's part of the sport, it's not a problem.
Well, looks like your luck has changed. Things went a lot better than last weekend, didn't they?
Absolutely. I mean, we still finished P4 last year.
Your team must be ecstatic.
Oh, absolutely. A 1-2? Of course they're ecstatic.
Appreciate your time.
You see, Mazepin finished in the points. Oh my god. Because Verstappen retired, we're nailing the rivalry now. We lead the rivalry against Verstappen heading into the final 3 Grand Prix of the season. The team is now up to level 18. Robert is now going to be up to level 12. I'm going to be up to... Or I'm not actually up at all. But we're closing in on level 14. We get 1.04 million from all of our sponsors. And you guys were calling for Schwartzman to keep his contract. You were calling for Schwartzman to keep his contract. We'll give him simulator training so he's better in the next Grand Prix. Power unit upgrades from Ferrari have arrived. Power unit upgrades have arrived from Ferrari. Racecraft or awareness. Oh no. Racecraft up, down 5, and I'll do awareness, but his Racecraft is up. We'll remain competitive with the other drivers. So, oh my lord. I can't believe what's just happened. I genuinely can't believe it. A P1. For the first time, a gold numero uno on our season result chart. 3 races to go. 3 races to go. 2 points in the driver's title. We're 5 points ahead of Sergio Perez in a Red Bull. Now, Brazil last year, we finished 12th. Australia 13th and Abu Dhabi 12th. Christ knows what's going to happen this year, but look at that. First in Mexico City. Wow. Let's see what the weather is going to be like in Sao Paulo, because it was a mixed conditions Grand Prix last
the new
year.
parts come through the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
Fabrication has worked for the power unit upgrades from Ferrari, which is very kind of them. I can't upgrade anything there. It's just general wear that they've upgraded. I can't upgrade anything here because we need Spec 3, and I can't upgrade anything here. Now, Robert's contract is just going to get more and more expensive as he gets better and better. But you can see there his stats are improving. The driver market, you guys are calling for Robert to keep his contract. We shall have to wait and see what happens in the final 3 races. But as things stand, you guys want Robert to keep his seat for next season on that performance. It depends what happens in the final few races. To the next race weekend we go, just to see what the weather is going to be like in Brazil. A track I really enjoy driving, but don't necessarily really do that well at. Fully dry race in Brazil. A fully dry race. Or will it be, though? 44% chance of rain at the beginning of the Grand Prix. It might be damp. We'll have to wait and see. Tomorrow's stream will be starting with a qualifying watch-along, as that kicks off at 4 o'clock for the Monza Italian Grand Prix. Of course, it's another sprint qualifying weekend in F1 this year. And then we will stream the Brazilian Grand Prix after that. If you're watching the YouTube video, drop this video a like. Thank you very much. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on the rest of this series. And I'll see you guys in the next one. And make sure you're following me on Twitch as well to come and watch these live, because this has been emotional. I'll see you next time.